broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
And then there were two. That's right. There we go. No, we didn't do some kind of devious deed here on the GH report.
Or did we?
Well, maybe not. We'll find out. That's right. It's a cliffhanger, folks. Who knows? Yeah. Did James Lott Jr. and Ladine Harvey survive? Oh, who knows? Welcome, everybody, to AfterBuzz TV's GH report. We're just two tonight, a dynamic duo dishing out the latest goings-on in Port Chuck this week. I'm Frank Moran. You can follow me at Happy Go Jackie.
And I'm Batman. Actually, no, I am Lacretia Lyon, and you can find me, if you can spell it, Lacretialyon on anything.
That's right. And James Lott Jr. and Ladine Harvey are on assignment. That's what they always say. Yep, they're busy on assignment somewhere. Now, folks, you can follow us here on GH Report. Follow us hashtags ABTV GH Report, hashtag GH Report. Follow us on all those hashtags. As long as GH Report's in there somewhere, we'll follow us. And then check us out on Facebook, like us on iTunes, and and YouTube as well. You can follow us on YouTube, like us on YouTube as well. Just get us that big GH Report love that we love so much. Now it's the holidays time, so a lot of going on here. We're doing because of that we didn't air last week. Yeah, we were taking some time to spend some time with friends and family. So now we're going to focus on this past week, but we're also going to touch on last week as well. And as well, we're going to open up the calls, give you a chance to call in and share some of your best and worst moments from GH of all of 2015. I know Lucretia and I have got some ideas of some things that are really great, some things that weren't so great.
Definitely.
So let's just kick things off here. We get some main storylines for this week. Doing my best James Lott Jr. voice. Nicholas, Hayden, Elizabeth, Jason, Sam, Patrick, Robin.
Oh, what a wicked web that is. It's like, where do we begin? I guess with Nicholas going overboard.
Yeah, that whole fight scene just bugged me to no end, especially Hayden's reaction to everything like that.
Yes, I can't believe how just quickly she was like, Jason pushed him, just kept on saying it, and it's like, aren't you trying to double cross him? What? This came out of left field for her to be so protective.
Absolutely, for somebody that wants to, at this point now, I'm really kind of tired of this whole are they or aren't they kind of deal. I mean, I assume that she wants to get revenge, but then maybe she's having some change of heart. I don't know what the deal is, but it's just getting really annoying. Like, pick one side that you're on, Hayden, and then either you're trying to destroy him or you're going to let that go, and then you're going to be on Nicholas' side and help him destroy everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, she just needs to pick a side because we still had her go back and speak with Curtis. So, even after all that, so was the plan still in motion? What is going on there? I mean, what is her end game now that she obviously was willing to throw Jason under the bus, Yeah.
And now that whole fight scene, the way it's choreographed, did you see Jason as deliberately trying to knock Nicholas over the side of the railing?
No, as much as they love to remind Jason that he was an expert killer, Jason was, a hitman, as in he shoots from far away. Jason was never one just to throw somebody off a balcony.
Yeah, and it just seemed like more like a hip check. Like he's just trying to knock him out of the way. I had no time thought he's deliberately trying to throw him over the side of the balcony.
Yeah, I didn't see that at all. And, nobody really believes it other than Hayden anyway.
Man. And I can't think, when was the last time that Nicholas ever actually won a fight? Or, because it seems like he's always just the punching bag for everybody else. Whether he's in a headlock by Jason at the chapel, or he's getting hit by him in the floating rib. He's always just seems to be getting smacked around by Jason.
Well, I think Nicholas is a masochist. I mean, you see these relationships he's had over the past few years, this con artist, Brit, all this, and, he doesn't even seem to really fight back until, like, this last time with Jason. I think he enjoys it a little too much.
Yes, I also couldn't figure out, like, why he decided that was the moment to take a swing at Jason.
Yes, like, this time.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't even show him drinking that much or anything like that, so it's like, where do we go from here to here?
Anybody agreeing that Nicholas is a terrible fighter?
I'm not seeing any comments, but yeah, a lot of people are just sick of what they're doing with Nicholas. Because, yeah, it's like, Nicholas could really be a formidable, like, gray villain. Like, so let him be that. Don't let him always get best by Jason.
Yeah, and I can't understand, like, so Hayden tells the cops and everything like that, explains to them, it was Jason. He was out to kill Nicholas because everything that Nicholas has done to him, so he deliberately did this. And then even when Liz is trying to say, Nicholas, hey, just tell, Jason, tell the cops it was a misunderstanding, Hayden lays into Liz and says, like, well, the only reason Nicholas was doing this was because that you told him to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wait a second, wasn't Nicholas also doing this so he could keep control of ELQ? Wasn't that really his main motivation for doing this?
Yes, because while I hate to defend Elizabeth or all, that actually isn't all her fault. Because, yeah, like, it was Nicholas who was keeping the secret to begin with, and then that's how she found out. So, I mean, I do think that Nicholas had, at least equal responsibility.
Yeah, you don't understand how much it hurt, Lacretia, to say that. Liz wasn't totally at fault for this.
Well, it's so hard.
But at least I like the police weren't just so willing to just go with Hayden's versions of the events, which all right, clearly people are also picking up that you are a wackadoodle, Hayden, in the way that you're just going so over the top melodramatic in what these series events were.
Yes, because it's like, why was she hysterical, like, flipping out? It's like, he's fine. Like, okay, like, she's just, but even when she gets down there and realizes he's fine, he's not dead, she's just still, like, bat out of hell, like, Eric and Kane throwdown fit there. And you're like, what is going on? Like...
And then even when Dante goes to question her when she's at the hospital, I'm still too emotionally worked up in this.
Yeah,
like, what?
It's like, really? You were shot in the head yourself, and just imagine, like, what else could have happened? Like, that Metro court when Jerry Jacks comes in and shoots somebody, your head would be just flip it off. Yeah. Like, really? That on a soap was not that big a deal.
Yeah, I can't believe if somebody's not going to be able to give me any sort of statement by that point, and they're still kind of fanning it off, then I feel like, all right, they're trying to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's like a few screws loose on that one.
Yeah. But then again, I mean, Hayden's still pursuing that there with Curtis. So Curtis has made the moves. He's got the evidence that he needs now. I don't know what's going to be happening with this whole Hayden Nicholas storyline, but it needs to get resolved. So then also, I mean, we've got that now. We've got then Jason. I mean, he miraculously gets free on Christmas Eve just to go visit everybody.
Yes. Unfortunately, Jason's first visit was to Elizabeth's house. Now, granted, it was for Jake and the boys, but it was still like, seriously, you have another son. His name is Danny, Jason. Why was that not your first stop?
Yeah, I'm also bummed because we didn't get a Diane and Jason scene. I thought we'd get one of those for sure.
Yeah, because they kept mentioning her and that she was his lawyer and working, and it's like, we wanted Diane for Christmas. I don't care about Jason getting out. I'd rather see Diane.
That whole storyline just seems so fast forward, or just wanted to be convenient so they could say, oh, it's like a Christmas miracle. Oh, we got it. We got you free, Jason.
Yeah, so it was... I thought the Christmas miracle, though, was Spinelli showing up with Georgie.
There you go.
Yeah, so, like, Jason, it was like, they had a couple. I'll feel like that overshadowed, even though it was supposed to be the big one.
But again, every time I feel it, anytime it's sort of a Spinelli-Maxi interaction, it's most of the conversation is always like, let's remind each other about how much we love the other people that we're with. Okay.
Yes, you still won't make me believe it.
Oh, Nathan, you're the greatest guy, even though you're on mission.
Here.
Yeah, you're not here, but oh my gosh, you're the best guy ever. I love you so much. Okay, sure. Right. But I mean, but it was nice to see Spinelli finally get that moment with Stone Cold.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that was actually one of the best moments of the week. Their whole conversation, because Billy Miller is really got the same chemistry with Spinelli as Steve Burton did. It's really that nice sort of big brother relationship.
Yeah. Do you think Spinelli is going to be able to hold strong and not call him Stone Cold anymore?
I don't know. It's so hard because he used that nickname even to Jason's annoyance constantly.
I can't imagine any other nickname that he could come up with there.
I know. It's like, what would he call him? Blue Eyes, Cool Hand Luke. I don't know.
So with Sam kind of getting together back, sort of with Jason, their orbits kind of crossing. Now we've got Patrick taking Emma, going to Paris, rescuing Robin from the clutches of Jerry Jacks with the help of Anna and Robert. And so now Robin's back here in Port Charles.
Yeah, that was a pretty good Christmas storyline. I loved it up until Robin's conversation with Liz. I mean, to me, it was such a good return for Robin. I mean, even if you go past some like the ridiculousness with Jerry being, a weakling, like you could get past it because it's Anna, Robert, and Patrick coming to save Robin. So it was great. Up until like they're dragging out the Robin thing, which is to wrap up Patrick's storyline. But they really just have to sling her through the mud, don't they?
So you did, because I remember seeing your tweet about that whole Robin and Liz conversation was driving you crazy. For me, it didn't seem so bad. I mean, I felt like Robin was just like, all right, I somebody that have not been here the whole year and a half that this whole storyline's been going on, and what you did with Jason and why you were hiding it. So somebody that could come in without kind of biased perspective and just kind of listen to the whole thing and be able to, not that what Liz did. I mean, there's no excuse for hiding somebody's identity from his loved ones and friends and family for that long, but. I mean, I guess you could, see sort of her motivations at the beginning. It certainly went way off the rails for Liz. So, I mean, I didn't mind that. So what bugged you about that conversation?
Well, to me, it's like with Robin and Liz's relationship, I didn't expect Robin to be like Carly and really give her an earful. And I certainly didn't expect a cat fight. I did expect Robin to be compassionate, but at the same time, be a mom and a wife. And that was the difference is the two people hurt the most by this situation was not Jason or Elizabeth. I mean, in the way, but it was Patrick and Emma indirectly were hurt just because of all of Liz's lies. And just no acknowledgement of that. I'm like, okay, I get you're trying to wrap up this story, but you really didn't make Robin look good.
No, well, but then also I feel like I feel bummed that we never got a scene between Patrick and Liz, because I feel like Patrick really could have laid into Liz.
Yeah, and I'd like to see that because, even Carly was a better friend to Patrick than Elizabeth in this situation. She was trying to be good and warn him and, care about the fact that he was getting too involved with Sam and then the family. Yeah, Elizabeth's pushing them together, knowing full well. So, yeah, Patrick certainly deserves to give her a little bit of a tongue lashing or a, you're dead to me, whatever.
But I guess my only problem with the Patrick and Robin stuff was that I felt like everything was just on fast forward.
Yeah.
And I know because he's leaving the show. Jason Simon's leaving the show, so everything's got to be wrapped up shortly. But it just felt so fast forward to me that I was like, ugh. They're already double proposing.
Yeah.
They're already hopping in the sack with that, that was just all awkward and like, oh, okay. There was a long time spent on that love scene.
Yeah, and to me, it's just like, I really like that they're putting them back together, trying to wrap this up, but at the same time, it is really rushed, and, we didn't even have to see another wedding. We could just see them go off together. We don't need it so much into this.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess it's because you can kind of see the two sides of it there when you have Sam and Jason. Since neither of them are leaving the show, you've got the time to kind of draw it out and build it up a little bit and take it slow. But then you see the opposite side there with Robert and Patrick. Since Patrick's leaving the show, everything's on fast forward, and it just feels so weird compared to where Jason and Sam are.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems because those are supposed to be parallel, and that's why it's like they could have easily just written Robin and Patrick want to go off and leave so they can find each other again. Not this rushed wedding. It's so easy, guys. You just had to make one little choice and it would seem very similar.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't know if I guess are they doing that more as fan service because they feel like fans are going to enjoy that more if they feel like they're going off and they're living happily ever after, married and everything.
Yeah, I don't know, because most fans would just assume that. I mean, because we've already had, if we hadn't had a wedding like we did years ago, I could see it. But at this point, it's sort of like, what's the point? We know that they belong together. They have Emma, whatever.
Anybody in the chat rooms there? What do you folks think? Do you think that Patrick and Robin should have just take off and just kind of find each other? Or do they need to have the double proposals? Was that necessary for you folks before they leave the show?
Well, of course, James Lott Jr. has something to say. He's like, yes, he agrees with us on the Robin and Patrick scenes went too fast.
All right. But just the lovemaking scenes, like, oh, just a lot of time spent on that. Like, we get the idea. They're in love and they're reconnecting. But
yeah, I love that Kendra John said she hopes Patrick changed the sheets because Sam was just in there.
That was so fast. I mean, the way that he was acting, like, was Sam who?
Yeah.
Was Sam even here? I don't know.
What? Yeah, it was just really poorly done. To me, we could have easily just been happy with them going off and trying to work on their relationship.
I will give it up for Robin, though, is that in both times she's come back, both with Sabrina and Sam, at neither time has she been like catty or jealous towards those women. She's been very thankful and appreciative for the help that they've given Patrick and Emma while she's been gone. So, I mean, that's all right. She's staying true to that.
Well, that's why I like Robin, because that is her character. I mean, Robin's really only ever gotten into it with one woman, and that's Carly. You know, because Robin's never been jealous of, like, Elizabeth or anybody else involved, like, with Jason or Patrick. So it's really interesting to see that Robin still kept that way. I mean, even with Sam. But, you know, Sam's the reason that Robin and Patrick are together. I mean, not just this time, but she's the one who brought him on the show.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
And now we bring it back full circle there. We have Robin and Robin and Jason reconnecting on the bridge, as they often do, having a little heart-to-heart. Did you enjoy that scene, seeing them reconnect?
Yeah, I really liked the scene with Robin and Jason because this was the first one for her to really talk to this Jason. So, you know, he doesn't remember her, but, you know, reminding him of, you know, the girl with no future and the guy with no past. I really liked that nod to history.
Yeah, and it felt like it certainly gave, which was nice to give him something more to think about than, I don't want to be a hitman. I don't want to be just a killer or a murderer. That there was other sides to me in that life that I don't remember, that don't paint me just in that one color, which it was nice to have him have that realization.
Yes, and I really like that they're not just having Jason, okay, yeah, that's my life, I'm going to go into it. Because, yeah, that would just be so easy for him to just walk back into that life. But it's good to see that conflict. And it's good to see Robin put into perspective for him that, yeah, he doesn't have to do that. He wasn't always a hitman either.
Yeah, I mean, because I have to imagine if you woke up from, and you had amnesia, you could not remember your past life, and then people told you this, without having that, lived those experiences, to be just told that you were a killer or a hitman, that would just seem so weird to you. Like, I killed people for a living, that's what I did?
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to be a murderer. So, yeah, I mean, it's nice to see him. I'll be curious to see where his, because, I mean, as they leave the bridge, Robin and Jason leave the bridge, he has a little flash of memory again. So they seem to be, those memories seem to be popping up a little bit more. Again, with Sam putting on the necklace, this with Robin. So some stuff's starting to come through.
Yeah, I think and it would be really interesting to see that those are Jason Morgan memories. I'd like to see some Jason Quartermaine memories too. You know, maybe in a scene with Monica.
Yes.
Or Tracy. I mean, he's got family on here that would have known and interacted with him before he was Jason Morgan. So making him a new person kind of combined with them is just so much better than going back to just Jason Morgan.
Yeah, and certainly I guess the benefit of doing just the facial reconstruction for this is that you can show those old scenes without it seeming weird. It's like, because usually when they recast a character, you kind of lose access to all those old scenes that they've done because it's no longer that same character. Except for John, I remember there was one character that they flashback. Was it Edward Quartermaine? Maybe when they showed some of the John Ingalls stuff, and then they showed some of the original John.
Yeah, I think when it was his, tribute episode, they did that.
Yeah. So, all right, moving on there. We're talking a little bit about the Quartermaines. We'll keep it there on that side of the family. We've got Tracy, Paul, and Dylan, and we'll throw in Ava in there as well.
I was so sad that Tracy had to find out that way because I was kind of hoping that, she would be mad about Paul and Ava, but if she found out about Paul's other dealings against Sonny, she would want to go and be on his side with that. And that would be way more interesting than Tracy just getting hurt again.
I'm tired of the Tracy being hurt by a man storyline. I just want her at this point, let's let her be involved in a relationship for a while. Let's just have her just being just cutthroat and mercenary and just trying to get ELQ back.
Yeah, and I want to see that because, she was even ready to write Hayden off, so who knows?
Yeah. Now, certainly for the Nutcracker Gala, we'd been talking about it for weeks leading up to that. Like, usually those kind of events, there's some kind of big epic thing happening. And it seems like really the only big thing that kind of happened out of this was, Tracy finding Paul and Ava. Do you feel like it was big enough?
Yeah, because I mean, to me, and then they did the Nicholas falling off after. So, like, but really the only thing before we went on break for a little bit was the Tracy finding Paul. I was kind of disappointed that that was it. And, you know, then they do Nicholas falling off. But yeah, it was sort of like, what's up with that?
Yeah, and so certainly Tracy sends Paul packing, packs up his bags, or has Alice pack up his bags,
Yes.
and hits him to the bricks. I mean, and Paul tries to make Tracy understand, like, oh, you know, hey, I wasn't here really trying. You may misunderstood my intentions. I wasn't here trying to romance you. I was just trying to reconnect with you and Dylan as a family, not as romantically. But I feel like Paul, I mean, especially that scene in the park where he's blowing on her hands and all that. That wasn't something. I just want to just reconnect with you as parents of our child.
Yeah, to me, that's really the only scene, though, that made him seem otherwise interested. But yeah, that to me, you know, he really did make her believe that they might be getting back together, because that was really more of a romantic scene. And I hate to hate on Paul, but yeah, you know, you did hurt Tracy's feelings. She thought you guys were connecting.
Yeah, I figured as much as he said that he wasn't trying to do that, he did lead her on a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And so he got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Well, more than just the cookie jar, I guess.
Yes. I'm surprised she didn't bring out the Denise DiMuccio wig.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. It's, yeah, Paul, man, he's just, I feel like, I don't know, maybe with Tracy you could have like some sort of real relationship, but I feel like with Ava, it's just all just physical.
Yeah, I think he does care about Tracy. I mean, he's shown that, especially when that scene with Carlos. So it's shown that he really does care about Tracy and really is there to connect with Dylan. But there's just this whole other side that is consuming, you know, the bad dealings with Ava, and then, of course, their relationship. And then you have, I mean, now Dylan blew up at Daddy Dearest, and yeah, I see that patching up pretty quick, though. He seemed to be pretty... Hi, you know, he's my dad.
No, I mean, I can understand, you know, they've been, both of them have been hurt by Paul in the past, both he and Tracy. So certainly when something like that happens again to his mom, his natural inclination is just to, you know, be defensive and protect his mom. But certainly I can understand Paul's point of view there too. It's like, everything that I've done with you, all our conversations and stuff, they've been totally above board. There hasn't been any kind of ulterior motive there. And I agree with that. I mean, because I don't think I mean, he's been genuine, even talking with other characters. That's the reason, one of the reasons he came back to Port Charles.
Yeah, and I think that's why the relationship will be repaired. Is I don't think that Paul is being ingenuine with Dylan at all. I mean, even in a lot of reactions with Tracy, there was still a genuine care. So I think that they'll both come around. But yeah, you know, I want to see some Tracy versus Ava scenes because of it.
But I was just thinking more often that as I think back, the Dylan Paul scenes almost always end with Paul like being called away or something like that. He's like, well, I gotta go now. He'll like drop on a little nugget and then just like, I gotta go now, son. See you later. Take care.
Oh.
All right, so now we have another hot storyline here for you.
Oh God.
Dante, Lulu, Johnny, Valerie, and Dante, Lulu, Johnny, and Valerie. Yeah, there we go. That's it. Yeah.
Well, it is a hot storyline because it's got Johnny Sakara in it. And, yeah, that's the thing is Lulu honestly had the best New Year's. I don't know about anybody else, but she got to kiss Johnny, of all people.
It might be a sneak peek of the winner of the week. Who knows?
But, yeah, and I really liked that Valerie was the one to say, you know what? I don't think we should do this. I'm glad that she stepped away and said, you know, this isn't... I wanted this, but this is obviously not what you can give. She was very honest with him and herself and made it seem like she clicked back into her old self instead of that little fantasy world she was going in with Dante, and is putting her career first, which is great, except for I feel like sexy Johnny Sakara is going to ruin it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like also the storyline's kind of shifting the where Dante's trying to get his stuff together now to be with Lulu, and all of a sudden Lulu is just taking it too far, not realizing that that's changed, and that's going to blow up in her face big time. Which would be nice. I mean, because certainly, as much as we've talked about it, Lulu maybe having some fault at hand for starting it off with the one lie that she did about traveling out of town with Dylan. I mean, Dante took the ball and ran with it, so certainly in blame. He's certainly in the lead in the blame game.
Yes, and yeah, I really hope that Dante really takes a long look at himself, because it is sad that Valerie is the one to say, no, let's just stop. Because Dante, it was nice to see him there with Lulu and Rocco on Christmas and everything, but he's still just acting so butthurt over like her lie and just still blaming it on her. It's like, does your mother need to come and yell at you again, dude?
Yeah, and just then we go to the floating rib where everybody's watching the bowl game for New Year's Eve.
Oh yeah, I love how they over explain college football. It's like, really? I mean, most of us watching do understand football.
Yeah, and I do like at the end of it though, just to make sure that ESPN gets a plug. They say like, "Wow, that was such a great thing to be able to watch it on New Year's Eve." Well, don't worry, ESPN's doing it again next year. All right, thanks guys. That corporate synergy all coming together right now.
Yes, what is ABC and Disney own everything.
That's right. So, but we've got, finally, for as much as Johnny was doing all his shenanigans, I did enjoy him on the New Year's Eve party. Just his disguise, he's just wearing the 2016 glasses. Yes.
He's like, I look like every other idiot in here. Oh, Johnny.
I will give it up for him because he has been nothing but straight up front with Lulu about his intentions. Like, I would love to be with you, Lulu. Dante's a 0. Let me be with you.
And that's why I love Johnny. Johnny's always honest, always up front. I don't see why the ladies don't just throw themselves at them.
Oh, all right. I don't know. What are people saying? Would they rather see Lulu with Johnny? Are they agreeing with you?
Oh, yeah. We have a huge... Carolyn said she could watch Johnny read the phone book, and I agree. They need to get him in his piano in The Haunted Star. That should be our new character.
Shirt
Johnny's
off.
Piano.
Shirt off there, I assume. Yep, there you go. Shirt off, reading the phone book, playing the piano at The Haunted Star. Yeah, so I don't, but I did like that, Dylan tries to make his move there on Valerie at New Year's Eve. Maybe it's a sign.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I don't need this, but I could use a friend. I'm like, oh, all right.
Well, poor Dylan. You're up there with Johnny Sakara. You're so cute. Why are the ladies not throwing themselves? Look at, they're like after Dante, and sorry, boring.
But I do like at least Valerie realizes getting together with Dylan would be almost like doing another rebound with another guy. So, like somebody that's also just bouncing off somebody from Lulu. So, like, yeah, all right, Valerie, thank you for being smart enough to realize that that's not a good idea.
Yeah, and I really kind of hope that Valerie and Johnny get together because that would be really entertaining. Because I think that Lulu loves what Johnny did for her back in the day, and she likes to go back to that person. But like she said, she's a mom now, and she needs to make more mature decisions, like going back to Dante. I mean...
Yeah, but I wonder...
I'd like to see somewhat of a detour, but...
Yeah, but could you see Valerie with Johnny only because of how much she seems committed to the whole police academy thing?
Honestly, that's great conflict there. So that is the thing, as committed she is, but she doesn't know who he is yet, and I could see that, forming before she knows he's a mob son.
Yeah, and so, I mean... Because other than Johnny, and with Dylan and Dante kind of off the table for Valerie, I don't know anybody that she could be romantically linked up with at this point.
Yeah, I think that is the thing. I know everybody is really into Johnny sticking around, especially James. He's plugging Brandon Barash is right on here. I agree. He's fantastic. But yeah, I mean, Lulu, I could see her and Dante, getting back together. But she'll probably sleep with at least Dylan or Johnny before.
Yeah,
one of them.
And I do like seeing Johnny more in this kind of low-key, kind of rascal mode, as opposed to going toe-to-toe with Sonny.
Yeah, because I like Johnny being more playful. Like when Ethan was on the show, and it was the two of them getting into hijinks as opposed to really being in the mob. That's way more entertaining because they're younger guys, and they're never allowed to really be an equal towards Sonny, so what's the point?
Yeah. And it's just like, I don't want to see Johnny being all sour and serious and being mopey and all that stuff. No. Let's see him be more fun. I want to see him behind the bar, just hiding out while people are talking about him and just trying, making fun of people and dropping stuff. And then we, speaking as we're talking about the party at the Haunted Star with Lulu there, we also have Nina, Franco, and I'm going to loop in Curtis with this because there was a nice little Curtis-Franco interaction. Yes,
apparently Curtis knows who Franco is, but, I mean, doesn't everybody? Wasn't he, like, a famous artist?
That's true.
He's like Andy Warhol of our time, according to GH. So it's kind of odd that people don't recognize him.
Although, do people just know him as the artist side? Do they also know him as just like the wacko psychopath as well?
Yeah, I mean, you do see, he was like the crazy artist, and then he was a serial killer. So I think that people would recognize both of those things and bring it up more.
I mean, his tumor was a serial killer.
Oh, yeah.
It was a tumor.
Yeah, Diane's best defense ever. The tumor did it.
Yeah, so I mean, I like it first off that Nina just is scoping out Curtis as a potential photo model. And of course, Curtis is like, no, I don't care. You can take as many photos as you want with me. Whatever is going to be happening there. But then as soon as Franco shows up, he's like, nah, I don't need to. Don't worry about this. Yeah. So, but I felt like I don't know, because he said like he said to Franco, the way you're scanning this room, it's like like you're a perp. I'm like, I don't know. I didn't feel like Franco was.
No, Franco can be really creepy, but ever since the new writer stepped in and kind of made him more of a viable character, I really didn't get that at all. So it seemed like he was just projecting it, what he knew about him.
Yeah. I mean, and I guess, this is at least nice to kind of round out Curtis to give him some more to do to establish him to other characters, not necessarily just tied with Hayden and Jordan. Whether this is going to pay off anywhere, I mean, because I'm hoping they don't go the route where Franco does some kind of backslide and gets into like some kind of criminal misdeeds, because otherwise then
Yeah, because honestly, like, I was liking the direction that they were taking both Franco and Nino's character. I mean, Franco being in the hospital and maybe kind of being a friend to Liz, that was interesting, maybe getting her back into art to deal with some of her therapy. But I'm afraid that they just keep shoving her into Jason's orbit. Get her out, seriously. They need a break, because Jake needs to process this too, the little one. So I thought that Franco would be a good, way of putting him there. But now you have this Curtis and then the whole necklace scene. It's like, are they not doing that now?
Yeah, I don't know. So, I mean, but I like that Franco just has various paintings of his, just like stash places that he can just sell off to get some big time money whenever he needs to.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Franco has like a secret stash of like painting, like the Heather Weber paintings,
Although, but then that seems weird to draw that out for so long when everybody's talking about you're just living off of Nina's money.
Yeah.
And he'd always seem so sad about that too, like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. And then all of a sudden he goes, oh no, I had this painting that I had stashed somewhere and I just sold it and I got all this money. Like, really?
Really? Well, where was it for months?
Oh, all right. Okay, cool. All right, so now some other storylines that weren't that main. We've got a little bit of a Sunny, Carly, and then Morgan. Oh, Morgan. Oh, boy.
I really loved Morgan during the holidays, like what sad sack and hysterical he was. Brian Craig was wonderful because he just reminds me of my family members. Like, just, oh yeah, that's great. Like,
oh yeah, and just like when it was just Dante, Michael, and Morgan at the house, and Morgan just tearing into Dante, like, I'm sorry, it's just the meds.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the meds, guys.
That was hysterical.
But then you got him at the floating rib. He starts drinking there, hangs out, and then all of a sudden he wants to get like proof to his dad that he can be involved in the mob.
Like he's down at the docks and Dante catches him. It's like, okay, Morgan. Yeah, because I thought he was just making up until we saw him at the docks when he's like, oh, I got to do something for my dad. What are you doing, Morgan? And I love how he's always carrying around the full bottle of pills.
Yes, that's right. Always just the two. Yep.
2 full bottles of pills. Like, seriously, no one does that.
And I don't know what his plan was. Like, all right, I'm going to follow these guys to the dock. I'm going to hang out by this dock, and I'm going to watch that guy go upstairs, and I'm just going to stand out there and just watch the fireworks. Like, what's his plan? I don't understand it.
Yeah, like, what is Morgan thinking? I'm just kind of curious because they're going to have him screw up, because of his bipolar. But they've just hinted around to this or that, and I think they've changed it like 10 times. Like, oh, he's going to, sexually assault Kiki, or no, he's going to, get involved in the mob, or, he's going to take pills and drive. They're hinting at too many things. It's like just pinpoint one and show us what he's gonna do. Yeah,
because it always seems to be like, you're right, where it just leads off like dun dun dun. Oh my gosh, he left his pills. Oh my gosh, he's doing this. And then next time we see him, like, nothing really happened out of that. So okay, we'll just keep going. All right, fine. Yeah. So and then now also Sonny gets a little movement in his leg. Look at that.
Oh yeah, that was our New Year miracle, right?
Ladine Harvey, hashtag Ladine Corinthos, is ecstatic about that.
Yeah, Sonny had a little movement. I'm just glad it was on Christmas.
But now, Sonny will be able to stand up for his and Ladine's wedding, so that'll be exciting. Yes. So yes, they can finally take that first dance together. Yeah, you just saw them just doing a lot of him and Carly just doing a lot of just reaffirming their love and commitment to each other. So,
that was just really weird and random and kind of unnecessary. It's like, okay, we get it. I guess it was to lead up to the leg movement scene, but I liked Christina, coming in and talking to Sonny and just being there in general. I'm really curious as to see what they're, gonna do with Christina. I think now that she's gonna stay on canvas.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. And then to backtrack, there was Sonny. I mean, he did get a chance. That Kiki really coming through for them, bringing Avery over for Christmas Day.
Yeah, I actually really liked that Ava was like, okay, you can do that. It shows a little bit of progress in her character, and gave Kiki something to do. I did like them showing her, like, having to work and do stuff, because that was one of the major complaints about Kiki in the past, is that she doesn't work. She's just a moocher and all of that. So we've seen her at 2 different jobs now.
Yeah, but I feel like as much as Ava blackmails Kiki with Avery, I mean, Kiki's doing the same thing with Ava. I mean, it's like, all right, yeah, I'll hang out with you, but you got to let me take my sister over to her father's house. Yeah,
I do think that, they're pretty even in their relationship to, kind of emotionally blackmailing one another. Used to everybody's like, oh, Ava's awful to Kiki. It's like, no, I think they're pretty even now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess even with Morgan, she's like, oh, I'm never going to forgive or forget her, but just hating her wasn't getting me anywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I guess you're just going to just know that happened and then just hang out with her anyway? I don't know, like.
I mean, to me, it's about time, because it was just kind of getting, redundant. It's like, it was the 2 of them for most of her life. So it seemed a little odd to be so angry at Ava versus Morgan and getting back in together with their family. And, I mean, but I guess if they, forgot my DUI, I might be, coming over there for Christmas too. But
yeah, you owe them big time. Yeah, for sure. Like, all right, yeah, the least I can do is just bring you over your daughter, Sonny. That's the least I can do. All right, cool. Thanks. But I like that she's standing firm, not hooking up with Morgan, not backsliding at all.
Yeah, and I think that that's really the best thing for her character. I'm not really sure, what direction they're going to go, but, they could keep her single for a while, but they won't do that. So I'm just curious as to when Nathan gets back from his, assignment, are they going to test that? Or maybe Kiki can take a swing at Dante, make it a trifecta on the Corinthos boys. Or I've heard rumors about Christina, and it's like, that's just gross, because she's been with her brothers.
Oh, man. What are people in the chat room saying?
Oh, there's a lot about Kiki, and moving. Carolyn said, basically the same thing as giving Kiki a job, making small little changes is really, helping people like the character more and sort of understand. And then a lot of people are asking, like Gabriella here, about what Christina did at school to get her in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, I know that we talked a little bit, possibly there was some kind of sexual assault or something like that may have been there, but it doesn't, like, the way that she keeps, like, alluding, like, hey, Sam, you should hook up with guys. It doesn't feel like the way she talks about guys makes me think it wasn't that.
Yeah, I'm glad that, at least the way that they're portraying her right now doesn't seem like that is the case. I'm thinking that maybe Christina was a bully, or, maybe got involved with a teacher, just something other than, what a lot of people were thinking, because it's a hot button issue, which is good, because, I mean, I don't really want that for Christina's character, because she'd already been through something similar. Give the girl a break.
Yeah, but the only thing is that I don't want this to be like a Brad situation where we keep talking about the issue and it never gets brought up. And it's been like almost a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're going to do this with Christina and you're going to have other characters bring it up, please resolve it quickly. Please, 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 please.
Yeah, because I loved Christina, being there with Sam, and drinking, pushing her towards Jason. Like, Sam even mentioned that, she must be drunk already. Very good sisterly, because Christina's now at the age where, her and Sam are kind of equals.
Yeah. And and then Sam, that whole thing, Sam's awkwardly falling into Jason as they play pool. Oh, that was so corny. So corny. Like, oh, all right, sure, okay, that's what happens there. And then also we have a little bit of movement there with Anna and Mac. Yes. Let me give a shout out to Mac. Mac, yes, John J. York. I'll take anything. Anytime I can get John J. York on my TV, it's a good day.
Yeah, and I love that, they really are having him being involved. He's not just, Mac was here, like, behind the bar, and then he's not going to be involved at all, like every other storyline.
Yeah, no, he's just going to be hanging out on that bridge, talking to Anna, like, all right, we've got the proof. Which is nice. So I feel like, all right, Anna's got the proof now that that Sloane is that body and not Carlos.
Yeah, I'm just surprised it's taken them that long to figure that out. Because, I mean, it's kind of been dragged out a little bit.
Yeah.
but not as bad as Lucas and Brad. I know everybody's saying Stormy's like, where the hell are Lucas and Brad? Daquan's like Rosalie. I mean, all this story didn't even get wrapped up in this year. And yeah, but at least, with Anna finally wrapping up, this is Sloane and Carlos, we're getting some resolution. But
yeah, I have some two minds because perhaps, that storyline was at least initiated or hinted at by the previous writer. And so now you've got new writers in, and maybe they're trying to figure out how they can incorporate that storyline, or even if they do want to use that storyline, it could just be dropped off. But I feel like if you're going to tease something along that long, if they are going to use it, it's got to have a really good payoff. And if it's not, then what's the point of even pursuing it then? I guess we should just wrap it up as quickly as possible and just let's move on. Let's just deal with it and move on.
Yeah, because hopefully with Patrick leaving, they do kind of fill in Lucas and Brad more in the hospital and stuff like that. So hopefully that is their plan for the new year. I haven't really seen any movement on that, but
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the plan is just to have Lucas step in and just kind of take everything over that Patrick did, or are they going to bring in another doctor as well to kind of be the face of that? Certainly the writers have said that they'd like to focus a little bit more on the general hospital side of things. So it would be cool to have another surgeon in the mix. So we'll see there. And then we also have got Maxi. Maxi fluttering around. She got Georgie, which is great for the week there.
Yeah, I really love that Spinelli and Ellie came with the baby. That was to me the best Christmas little moment other than the Scorpio Drake family. Because, yeah, little Georgie's adorable. And I'm just so mad no one points out how she looks like Johnny. Because we all know it is Brandon Barash and Kristen Storm's real daughter, so obviously she should look like Johnny and not Spinelli, but make a joke.
But I felt like having that week, and then she basically just served as kind of like a sounding board for Dylan. You came too late to have me blow this off. And with Patrick as well, like, hey, Patrick, time's a wasting. You gonna regret all the time you didn't spend together if something were to happen to Robin.
Yeah, and I really love that Maxi is now the voice of reason because her character has really grown up in the past few years, and it's nice to see them acknowledge that instead of just drag her through the mud like they normally do. So, she's been sort of a mentor to Nina, in the scene with Patrick, and, her relationship with Lulu. Now she's not the screw up, so she's trying to fix that. And then, of course, with Dylan, I really hope that there's something there. But I'm guessing they're kind of waiting because Nathan is not currently on screen.
Yes. I don't know if he's got some personal stuff that he's taking care of.
I think he's working on some movies, maybe.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, Ryan Paevey's busy.
Oh, well, look at that.
Taking his shirt off on other networks.
Well, I guess, with that, I know the show is rolling along here. Look at this. Yeah. We're just gabbing it up here on the week that was on Port Charles. But as we're talking about the week that was, why don't we talk a little bit about the year that was on Port Charles?
I know. We had a whole year, and it took us that long to reveal that was Jason.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that was a long time coming. You know what we're going to do, folks? We're going to talk about some of the best and worst this year of General Hospital. So we'll kick things off quickly, and then we're going to open up the phone lines for you guys to come in and share your highlights and lowlights of this year that was in Port Charles. So, I know you kind of brought up the delayed length of the Jason storyline. Is there something that you really enjoyed seeing this year on GH?
Honestly, we had a few really good characters come in. I know that James would want me to say this, but Curtis needs to stay. More Donnell Turner. That's from James.
Oh, okay.
And then I really liked Valerie. There's been some ups and downs with the situation with Dante. But yeah, I am loving Valerie, and I'm glad to have another Spencer on campus, and then, Paul and Dylan being back. It's been a good year.
No, I like them bringing back Paul. I did not like them bringing in Denise DiMuccio. That was one of the low points for me for the year. That was just a terrible storyline. Just where everybody was supposed to, especially Morgan, did no favors for me thinking that he had any sort of IQ at all on that.
He's Carly and Sonny's kid.
Well, yeah, but he slept with both women.
I know. He's young.
Yeah, and so... actually, there we go. Well, we're gonna jump right in first before we get into the phone calls. You guys are gonna be thinking of your best and worst moments here. We're gonna go to our segments before we hop. That's right. So we'll kick it off here with get him to the ER stat. Mine right there. We talked a little bit about it at the beginning. Was Hayden basically the Hayden Nicholas relationship? This is just so confusing to me. I don't understand Hayden's thing. Nicholas gets basically ordered her assassination. She was shot in the head. Just lucky to survive. Goes into a coma, comes out, is thankful to regain all her memory, but decides to play kind of dumb, to kind of just see what the lay of the land is. But you think that she's secretly working behind the scenes to take him down, and yet there's this, she just can't pull the trigger. She will not pull the trigger. And it's irritating to me. And then the whole thing with Jason and Nicholas at the Metro Court, when she starts just flipping out and then just trying to just destroy Jason, was just, I'm like, where is this coming from?
Yeah, because to me, Hayden's character was really entertaining up until Nicholas's fall off the roof, because she was, you know, his adversary and he didn't know it. She was playing him. That was so entertaining. But oh god, like Jason throws you off the roof and eventually, and I just lose my freaking mind. I mean, what the hell happened to her character?
Yeah, I liked, I don't know, I felt like it was when I saw her coming out and just being so defensive for Nicholas and trying to just make sure that Jason took the blame for all this, that I just felt like I was seeing like the old Hayden come back, and I did not enjoy that version of the character at all.
No, it was very pathetic to me, and that's not who I've been liking to see. I like how she's been basically one up, you know, on Nicholas this whole time. I want to see that, not this hysterical like girlfriend. Like, who is this?
Yeah, and I'm disappointed, and maybe they'll revisit it and they'll bring him back together for some reason, but that Tracy ended up cutting the cord with Hayden so quickly after that reveal that she was working with her. Because I felt like at least that would give something else to happen. Because right now, now she's just back in Nicholas's orbit the whole time, and I'm not seeing anything else from her. So that is my concerns there for Hayden, and the Hayden and Nicholas relationship, specifically Hayden. She's just freaking me out here. All right, so now we've got, drumroll please, the winner and loser of the week, Lacretia.
Well, I'm going to start out with the winner this week because it's got to go to Valerie. You know, the fact that she was the one to, break that off with Dante and have her dignity and really, get back to the character we really liked in the beginning, who we could understand in the situation, wanting to, get out of that because she was the rebound girl and, coming out of her little fantasy world and getting back to work. Really shows, a good point for female characters on the show. I mean, we already have Maxi, really doing things on her own. To see Valerie come out of it and hopefully, this situation with Johnny and Lulu doesn't, end too badly for her. Maybe it'll end up with her and Johnny. And then, of course, Valerie did get to kiss Dylan on New Year's, so... And honorable mention to Lulu for the Johnny kiss.
I was really surprised she wasn't going to take the win.
I know. I was like, do I go with Lulu? Because she did have a win this week, but...
Oh, man. All right. Well, I guess what better way to ring in the new year?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
And then I guess my loser, sorry, I have to give it to Robin.
Really?
I mean, everything else in the week, it's just so fast. I mean, I liked the scene with Jason. I loved, her reunion with her parents and Patrick. But just that scene with Liz and, Robin just hugging her. Out of all the things she could have done, I get being sympathetic, but yeah, it's like you really got to smear Robin through the mud, making her kind of look like a bad mom. Just before she's gonna leave again.
Robin. I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah. I mean, everything was too fast forward to that was just too fast. But now, folks, we're gonna go on to Papa Bear himself, James Lott Jr., chiming in here with a little video for his line of the week.
Hello, and if you're wondering why I look like this, I am in very cold Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm actually chopping down some mini trees in my backyard. I know, how manly is that? I'm James Lott Jr., and I'm so sad I cannot be there in the studio with Frank and Lacretia. I know they're holding it down, doing a great job recapping your GH report for the week. I just want to tell you we have some really great, exciting stuff that we're working on for you guys in 2016, which is now 2016. And if you haven't seen already, I posted a video a few days ago about the GH Spotlights getting a revamping, and we filmed in the studios and get a new look. Very exciting. And we're working on some other similar segment webisodes that are GH related. So you'll have your GH report hosts kind of throughout the week. So it will help with the withdrawals we go through from Sunday to Sunday. So we have those kind of things planned. Guests, we have some guests coming back and some guests coming on. We are working on those too from General Hospital, so just stay tuned for that. And we have someone coming on at the end of January. So just keep that in mind. Follow us on Facebook, of course, the GH Report. Use the hashtag ABTVGH Report. But just know that we are working on some great stuff for you on this soap. Other soaps you guys have asked for, like Y&R and Bold and Beautiful. Edition Days, of course, is doing really well. So we want to give you your Sunday soap block that you deserve. Thank you for watching us the 3 months that we've been on the air. We really appreciate it. And I really appreciate it since I brought the show to the network. It makes me so happy that you guys are happy. And we're always looking to update, improve, and bring fun to you guys when it comes to General Hospital and all things Port Charles. Happy New Year, and I will see you next time.
Well, look at that. I did not realize people were going through withdrawal symptoms on us. But that's all right. All right. I'll take that. We're just so addictive, Lacretia.
I know, we're like crack.
I was thinking, maybe more like Pringles. You can't stop with just one, maybe, but cool, crack. All right, cool. All right, we'll do that as well. Now, as we said, we were talking a little bit about the best and worst of the past year there, 2015 in General Hospital there. So now, folks, we're going to open up the phone lines, give you folks a chance to call in, kind of share your best and worst moments there. Lacretia and I are going to have a few more that we'll be talking about as well. So give us a call. Let us know what you liked and what you didn't like this past year.
Well, I don't know. We've had several people comment in here that we forgot to mention the worst part of this week, and that is Michael and Sabrina had some scenes.
Yes. Well, that we'll bring that up really quickly. That thankfully just all done.
Yes, thankfully that ended.
Yes. I don't know. I mean, Sabrina did wrong. If she'd just been straight with Michael, maybe it would have worked out. I mean, I could, as Michael brought that up, it's like, his point was just there. It's like, how would he not know? Who better to realize what it's like to be raised by somebody that's not your real biological father? Yeah.
Exactly. I think we have a caller.
There you go. Yeah. So, folks, if you want to get in, you can call us here at 424-256-1633. Your direct line to a good time here.
All right.
All right. We got a caller on the phone right now. All right, caller, you're on the air.
Yes, you do. Calling from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's Papa Bear himself.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, we feel so special, James.
Ladies and gentlemen, James Lott Jr. giving us a call right here, everybody. That video is fantastic, sir.
Yes, I am so happy with you guys. I've been watching the whole show. I've been in the chat room. It's been great. Number one, more Donnell Turner, which means more Curtis.
I know. That's why I had
That's
to
my
mention
favorite thing in
it for you.
2015. That's my favorite thing in the whole world. Also, we have to mention before we go any further about Michael and Sabrina. I know people don't want to talk about them, but they kind of broke up this week.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Michael and Sabrina, they're donezo. Yes, I had there in the rundown, and I forgot it just because I was just so glad that storyline was over. But thankfully, that's why we have Papa Bear around.
No, we all are.
Yes,
no, we all are. But I just want to make sure we say it on the air that we're all glad that all this done.
Yeah, I think I'm not really seeing anybody that's upset about this. I mean, especially because Michael even pointed out, all you had to do was tell me the truth, whatever.
Oof,
yeah.
But that means
I
guess Carlos can stop skulking around now. He could just he doesn't have to wear a little hospital mask. He could just come out and say, "I'm your father."
Yeah, I am your father.
Well, now James Lott, though, we have you on the phone. Do you have a line of the week?
You know, it's funny as I had one, but I think I lost it in all my time zones because I don't know where I am. So I'm going to post it, you guys. I'm going to post it on Facebook.
Love it. All right.
I'll post my line of the week on Facebook, so you'll see it on there. But I had it written down, and I can't find it. Like, where is it? I'm on my luggage.
Yeah, because Sam telling Christina she was already drunk was pretty hysterical. That was my favorite line.
That was a pretty good one. That was one of my top. I remember that was one of my top ones. That was a good one. So unfortunately, I don't have one to give you guys on air right now.
A reason to check out the Facebook page, though. That's right.
Yes, but 2015 was a pretty good year for General Hospital, and I'm looking forward to see what they do for 2016. They have a lot of talented, great actors on that show who can do great work, and hopefully these writers who came on late in the year will utilize them. That's my biggest hope for 2016.
Oh, do you have a particular favorite moment from last year, or like a moment you're like, oh, I'm so glad that's over?
Well, okay, again, Michael and Sabrina.
Well, true.
I mean, I guess my favorite moments are just anytime we had Tracy on screen, anytime we had Anna on screen. I mean, those are just some of the, Curtis and his cigar. Any of those moments for me.
Curtis and the cigar. So,
thank
you for mentioning the cigar, James. Thank you so much.
I know, we should have brought him in for the new year.
Of course. And my favorite GH report moments of last year were our first episode. We came together after all the months of working on this.
Oh.
And when we had our two guests, Robert Palmer Watkins and Carolyn Hennessy, on the show. Just some great moments.
Yeah, those were great.
Absolutely. I
Can't
was there.
wait to have them back.
Yeah, that was, yes, definitely. That was so cool. Carolyn Hennessy, class act from top to bottom.
Completely. And Robert's just a great guy who was so open and really talked with us, and as a great dude, and we become friends kind of off camera, and just a really nice guy.
Oh, well, a little humble brag there from James Lott Jr. to start out the year.
Right.
Nice. All right. All right. Yeah, I see it. Okay, that's cool.
But I will definitely, you know how I am, of course. So I will definitely get off the phone so others can call in. I'm glad I was the first person to call in and say hi to you guys. You guys are doing a great job.
Oh, thanks.
Oh,
We want to make you proud.
Papa.
That's right.
Thank you. That's what you guys are doing a good job. And everybody out there, Happy New Year. It's starting to snow here in Pittsburgh, so I'm going to hide. And watch the rest of the show.
All right. Thanks, James. Stay warm.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Oh, we've got another caller on the line. Caller.
All right.
Who are you? Hello. Welcome to the GH Report.
Oh, hi. Hi, everybody.
Hey, how's
Hey.
it? Yeah, who is this?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, it's Jamel from Brooklyn. I feel lucky. I called in twice tonight. I called in the Day Show, and I'm getting called in the GH Show.
Hey, all right. Look at that. Way to go. Fantastic. Well, thanks for sticking with us and watching.
Yeah, definitely. I was like, I think, like I was saying, that people going to do a drug. I think I was, too. I was going to do a drug because I didn't, the holidays could be tough. So you like to sort of, sit back and let people, watch the show as a treat. So,
Oh, well, that's very kind of you.
Yeah.
So now we've been talking a little bit about the year that was there in Port Charles. Do you have any favorite moments or worst moments of this past year?
I do. But I wanted to say one thing. What's so funny is watching the show, I get so fired up. But I wanted to say that the scenes that, before I go there, I went to the scene with Liz and Robin. I don't know if I actually liked it. I'm not sure how long I watched it, but I liked it, the scenes when Robin was there with Brenda. They had this wonderful chemistry. And sometimes, and I guess in the gay community, they call it shade. You could be a little shady. And there was a time when Liz said, oh, well, everybody wants Jason to be with Sam because Sam's going to have to deal with Carly. And I just love that moment because it was a shady moment that I missed that Robin used to have with Brenda all the time. And I don't know if I feel like people should be slapping Liz all the time for that. And then also, she's not the worst person in the town. She ain't killed nobody. And okay, thank you. Yeah, I think that was when Sam said this a little while ago. I said, oh, you work for him? I said, girl, come on now. She did not put the man in the coma and change his face. All she did was his identity so she can have fun with him. That's all. I mean, really, everybody need to calm down. So I think that, they just gone crazy with her. I like Liz, but I wouldn't go too far with her storyline. But that scene, I liked it. I really did. I liked it that she was a little shady. And Robin probably felt guilty that she shouldn't feel guilty because she left her family because she was held at gunpoint. I don't think she could have come back and be pull Carly and be judging everybody. She's still like healing and still in shock. I don't think she's going to, go off on the girl. So that's my feeling about that. But,
No, all right.
yeah, well, I love the show, so I get passionate. But my worst thing is that GH for the past couple of years is murders. I would, for the writers, I would say, please, dear God, don't more murders, shooting, and all. Please, just let's get back to a romance. And actually, I do like the cheating, even though it's Dante and Lulu and all that stuff is not getting me to the TV like with the rabbit. But I do like they brought in cheating. I like that when it comes to small things. And because I don't think the last time we had like a good water cooler moment, like we had Robin when she revealed she had HIV, or Monica had breast cancer. We don't have that. And even with Morgan having his issue, I don't feel like it had the same weight as it did back in the day. It doesn't feel like it's connected to me. So I want more storylines like that, not shooting, not murder. I mean, and the Thanksgiving episode with Ava showed up and Olivia was there. I thought that was so crazy because Ava shot Olivia, then they killed her, and she killed her cousin. And then Alexis, she was so annoying to me. How can she try to say, okay, this is my man, so this is her sister, okay, I got to eat together? No, that was, it boggled my mind. So no murders. And then Mara West, she's brilliant, and I think that they just spunk it up when they said her to be this murderer. But if people remember her from Afterward Turn, she had wonderful scenes with a woman who was called Barbara Ryan. And they used to have wars for years, and I could see that same chemistry with her and Tracy. So I'm excited about that. Because she plays wonderful with really seasoned older actresses, and I can see them doing that. So the worst for me is shooting. No murders, none of that. Just basic stuff. Nothing too. No more murders for me. But for me, the best is Tony Gary. I think that'll be dumbfounded if he don't win his 1,000 Emmys, next year, because the work he did, the beautiful work he did with Bobby and everybody, Laura. It made me cry when he revealed, the murder and everything that happened in his life, and they did a flashback. It was beautiful. It was wonderful.
I thought that storyline was good, but I thought like his actual farewell was just really rushed and didn't have that big impact that I was hoping it was going to have.
Yeah, to me, after Jonathan Jackson left, it was just like they just dragged it on too long. Because the father and son moments were the best.
Yeah, I think that they don't do it like they did before, like when they send people off the way they used to. But I think Tony Gary's acting and just everything in the beginning of the year, and also Helena when she was controlling Jake or whoever he was, and they showed the real power of her. I like that too. I like when the powerhouses come back and do what they really do, like you were saying about Mac. Do what they do,
yes,
and just to make them, messy. I like even when Lucy came in, one of these years, but she didn't do what the Quartermaines wanted her to do, and they lost the company. That's Lucy. So I like when they bring characters back who play like they're supposed to.
Yeah.
And so I loved it. But Luke was the top. He was the pinnacle for me of this year. Last year with his acting. So.
I'd go with you on that. I would agree with you though on less murders though. Certainly the loss of Duke this past year, I thought was very disappointing.
Yeah, too much. Too many murders. They had the serial killers going around. They have Ava. That Thanksgiving with Ava, and that was it. If anybody wants to watch the Thanksgiving episode, and you would see the insanity. Just take it away. I like the cheap. I like money. I like all that. If we can, do it for 2 years, maybe we'll forget about serial killers. We're like, oh, well, who's the serial killer? All we don't need to know. We're just going to, have Roger Howard be at his best. We have Powerhouse. No murders, no serial killer, none of that. Just, do what they've been doing.
Well, hopefully they're listening.
I think that Jason and Sam should get together. I don't care about them. I just want Liz to get off the hot seat. That's it. Thank you. Hello. Thank you. I want Liz to get off the hot seat. Because Liz, when she got raped, she just I can never see her in any other light. That rape storyline she did almost 20 years ago, it just stays ingrained in my head. When Jonathan Jackson came and everything, everybody was at the top.
That was
of
a good scene.
When they dealt with that. So.
Although Lacretia is not going to be with you on that. She likes Liz on the hot seat. She does, yeah.
No, but, well, okay. You know what? I love you, so I disagree. But I want off the hot seat. I want Sam and Jason to get together and they can go on and do what they want to do.
All right. Well, hopefully, I think that'll happen this year. Thank you so much for giving us a call, and thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it.
Well, I love it. I'm going to continue watching. Even though Gavin Happy's on, I paused it just so I could watch your show.
Oh, all right. Awesome. Well, we're going to be here. We do it for you guys because we love it so much as you guys. So I just keep watching. We'll keep talking about GH.
Okay.
All right. Have a great night and Happy New Year. All right. We've got another call on the line. I think we got time for one more call here before we wrap it up. Who is on the phone here on the GH Report?
Hi, it's Carolyn from Connecticut.
Hey, Carolyn from Connecticut. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Doing well. Now we don't have to share you with James Lott Jr. Now we get to have it all to ourselves, Carolyn.
Funny. No, I was listening to all the great moments, and everybody's been picking out so many of them because there were some really great things in 2015, I have to say. Not so good, but there were some really nice ones.
What sticks out to you?
Well, one of the things for me is I've been watching General Hospital probably longer than Lacretia's been around. I loved the throwback moments in the going back scene, where they went back in time, and it sort of reflected the Steve, Dr. Hardy moment, and Jesse Brewer kind of when they were playing the characters from Days Gone By.
Oh, yeah, playing like Steve Hardy and all that stuff. Yes.
Yeah, when they were doing that throwback to history time. And they were like the nurses from when the kids were younger and everything, the history moments. And while it was part of a bigger story, I actually kind of like that, looking back moment. Because for me, that was great. And I love scenes when you see Monica and Tracy sort of highlighted a little bit. I still love those.
I was so happy to have those, yes. Yeah. And I just felt like after the Nutcracker Gala happened, like, oh, where are my Monica and Tracy scenes? They've dropped off dramatically since then.
I know, we need more of them.
They did. And I loved when they were even just sparring, planning it for those brief scenes. They were really fun. And it showed that both of them really still have got it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wish we could get more Jason and Monica scenes. I thought that we'd see more of them, but it hasn't quite happened yet. And to go into Lacretia,
I really wish we would, too.
Yeah, with Lacretia saying hopefully having some more Quartermaine memories come up, I would love to see more Jason and Monica scenes, so those would be opportunities for to have those happen.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that Jason really needs to remember both parts of himself, to bring in the Quartermaines. That's what I was hoping. Yeah.
Oh. I thought that would be a really cool twist, that not only he would remember being Jason Morgan, but he would just remember his life.
Oh, that would be really cool.
That would be really cool to integrate.
Definitely. Anything that stuck out you this year, Carolyn, that was like, oh boy, I'm so glad that's over? Any like a Denise DiMuccio kind of moment for you?
Michael and Sabrina.
Oh, yeah.
Mine was every time Lulu said the word baby.
I agree.
Yes.
Like, it got over the top. Like, baby was every other word.
It actually, I borderline had a gag reflex by the time that whole scenario ended. It was really horrible. We're going to have a baby was like the worst sentence in the world.
Well, I think Dante said it best was, I wish we could just have a baby by loving each other. Like, all right, thanks, Dante. Blah. Enough of that.
Yeah. And to be perfectly honest, I think the actor and actress who play Paul and Ava are two of the most amazing. I hate their chemistry. I hate them.
Well,
I mean, as far as in that, oh my God, what I write would probably make you both blush. So when I see a scene like that and it makes me nauseous, we're in trouble.
Well, just the kissing. I've always got a problem with Paul's kissing technique. It's just like, oof, I don't know. I can't imagine women enjoy that. I don't know. I being not a woman, I can't speak to that.
Yeah, Paul and Ava are just sloppy. Like, I think that's the best way to put it. It's like, I love both of their characters, but yeah, their sex scenes are sloppy, to say the least.
Well, and the thing is, while I thought that they were kind of ridiculous together after a while, the Ava Morgan scenes work better than the Ava Paul scenes.
Yeah, she does have great chemistry with Brian Craig. It is, what it is. They really are good together.
Carolyn, thank you so much for calling in and for watching and calling in every week. We really love talking with you. So have a happy New Year and have a great 2016. We'll talk to you more in the new year.
Absolutely. Same to you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Carolyn.
You.
Oh, look at that. Well, we're getting close to wrapping up, so that means it's time for a few predictions before we head out the door. Ooh.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
All right, so Lacretia, I'll start with you. Any predictions for coming up here?
Oh, God. I'm really hoping that they just usher Sabrina off. Like, if Teresa Castillo wants to come back as another character, like her evil twin or something, because I think she could pull off Bad Girl and be more interesting. But, yeah, I'm kind of hoping that maybe Carlos, sweeps Sabrina off her feet and they go to Puerto Rico and that's done. And then we can explain the Brad, Lucas, Rosalie nonsense.
Oh, that would be fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. Let's do more of that. And then if we, I just don't want to see that anymore. That's just such a terrible storyline. But my prediction is there's something got to be going on with Jake. Now that that's everything seems to be settled down. Helena's death seemed to maybe kind of trigger some sort of reaction with him. Laura needs a storyline desperately. I'm hoping that her storyline is trying to save her grandson. Maybe from Helena's clutches. She also had that monologue in The Haunted Star where she's like, "I'm gonna save Nicholas from your clutches too, Helena. You won't get them." So maybe that's their storyline, trying to save them. But I don't know. Just like I feel like this Jake thing has been simmering for a long time.
Yeah, they need to give Laura something to do, and they need to kind of explain the demon seed. I'm just curious. I just had this vision of Jeannie Francis being like, "I did it all for you, Jake."
Oh,
so yeah,
it's just,
I'm hoping
just jumping off the railing.
Yeah.
Whoa, what a way for Laura to go.
I was like, please don't do that. But that's what I see with this little demon seed. Someone's going crazy.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, it's a fresh slate. We've got new writers. They've got a whole year now. I mean, they've had a little bit of time to start kind of like finagling things around with the characters and story arcs, and now this is like their fresh whole slate of a whole new year. 2016 is all them. Mm-hmm. So let's see. Hopefully, they've said they want more romance. They want more hospitals and stuff in their storyliners involved. So maybe we'll see more of that.
Yeah, we could get that cute guy from Baby Daddy back to be that plastic surgeon from that one episode. Can't remember his name, but he was on because Kelly Monaco was on that show. But we could bring that guy with the loss of Patrick.
Oh, well, there you go. All right, look at that. Shirts off, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Every surgeon in GH just operates with their shirts off now.
Yeah.
Very sterile.
It's not sanitary.
No, it's not. All right, that is our first GH report for 2016 in the books. We did it, Lacretia.
We did it.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. We did it. Da-da-da-da. You didn't think it was possible. You didn't think Lacretia and I could hold down the fort just by ourselves, but we fooled you. We did it.
I know, I'm amazed. Just two of us talking GH for a whole hour.
So now as we wrap it up, Lacretia, where can they find you?
You can find me at LACRETIALYON anywhere on the internet.
You can follow me at HappyGoJackie on Twitter, and you can see me with my improv team Max over at IO West this Tuesday at 10:30 p.m. Thanks so much for watching us here on AfterBuzz TV. Follow us there on GH, hashtag GH Report, hashtag ABTV GH Report. Follow us on Facebook, like us on YouTube and iTunes, and we'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.